after the show, because again, your only experience with Kevin O'Leary is this tense thing during the show. So I guess how was that interaction with them on the back end? Obviously, he's doing the due diligence of the company. He still seems like wants to be in at this point. Were the subsequent talks, were there a lot more calm and cool and collective positive feedback? How was, I guess, those interactions afterwards?
Yeah, most everything runs through his team, right?
Okay.
He's got CFOs, financial people, accounting people. So all of the due diligence and the likes of those things were done by his team primarily.
Gotcha.
And then we worked through our public relations team and his team to line up different events, like going on Good Morning America or, doing an article interview. So he's been so willing to do all those things. And then, like I said earlier, most recently, he used his connections with QVC to get us that. Yesterday we had our first run. Hopefully it was positive and they invite us to come back on. That's a big deal. If we could line up and be successful on QVC and air a couple times a year, and then right before Thanksgiving, blowing it out. I mean, those are the things we needed him to do that we didn't have the ability. Because even, to be honest, we had sent stuff into QVC before Kevin, and they liked it, but they didn't go with it. Now you got Kevin, it changes everything.
Yeah, for sure.
And it seems like, as I'm finding out and just kind of talking to people such as yourselves, a lot of this is just relationships. Like, okay, yeah, we like it, but we don't know you. And that isn't always a true where sometimes you are able to penetrate. But it seems like when you have that relationship with Kevin or Lori or someone who they kind of trust and respect and admire, it makes getting things done a lot easier, it seems like, which is always interesting. And that's just not that. It seems like that just entrepreneurship and business in general. If you have some relationships with the right people who can, I don't know, it just makes things a lot easier. It seems.
Absolutely. I mean, try calling on retail and you have no name, no one knows you. It's so difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But you get a manufacturer's rep and they have all the connections, and man, they can call those people right up. And it's like, hey, Joe, what you got for me now? And, and it just
makes it a lot easier
for everything in selling.
A lot. Yep. No, absolutely. Absolutely. So then how did you guys, or, at what point is like, okay, this actually was worth it? Was it the sales? Was like, what after this whole Shark Tank experience transpired? Like you said, he's getting in things like QVC, which that episode was just live yesterday for the first time. But even before then, between, was it the sales taking off, him getting you on different platforms such as Good Morning America? Was it like, what was it that made you guys think like this?
Just being on Shark Tank propelled us, obviously. Kevin shared multiple videos, made a lot of content for us. He shares it on his platforms with millions of, views on it. He's done the Good Morning America, multiple interviews. I mean, it's all paid off, and we can tell by sales.
For sure. And, before Shark Tank, we were just a couple crazy inventors, so once you get on Shark Tank and get a shark, then you're no longer a crazy inventor. You're in business now. So that was always good to be on there, and how that turned out.
It seems like that kind of gives you guys credibility at this point in terms of like, man, you guys are actually pretty good inventors. So then from a sales perspective, like, I guess, what are sales like these days? Afterwards, I think, man, it was a video or a podcast that I was seeing that you're at some point you guys would like to kind of cross that $1 million barrier here, maybe next year or some time soon. So how are things doing these days as it relates to sales?
I'm trying to rack them up here. Let me see. Plus,
because it seems like that, man, that had to be, like you said, I
would say we're about at $500,000 in total sales.
Nice,
Prior to going on the show, we had 90,000 in total sales. So we've already multiplied sales by at least 5x.
Yep.
And once we get through this fourth quarter, I would say we're going to be, on our way to $1 million.